Morning everybody, it's Monday the 7th of August 2017 and we're outside one of our properties carrying out another foxdog first. This is as a business, our first eviction with the use of bailiffs, and actually as landlords the first one we've done as well in over a decade, probably over 15 years. This process has taken about 7 months, which is maybe a learning point for people out there who don't think it's an issue taking on a tenant and just taking the wrong person. We unfortunately inherited this guy with the property, which is something which on balance I wouldn't be doing again. Though in theory he passed our background checks and all of that, the guy wouldn't have been my first choice had we advertised. And I know we would have got a better calibre of person just by basically evicting him during the purchasing process. And starting again, which sadly this demonstrates why I think my rule will be that I wouldn't be inheriting somebody with a property. They just need to go. They really just need to go, I think. The property's perhaps not the best, but that was the condition, reflects condition. We purchased the property. We did effectively do a deal with the tenant whereby we agreed if we would basically either do a renovation and make the property very nice, and then we would reflect a fair rent, or we would bring the property up to a minimum standard, which was significantly beyond what he was currently living with. And then doing that, we would increase the rent marginally, but keep it quite a bit below market value. And the tenant went for the latter. There was issues probably 5 months after we moved in, where he claimed to have been in hospital and not been able to pay the rent. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. Either way, we work with him like we always try to do with people. We put a repayment plan in place for the missing rent, and he paid 1 or 2 of those payments. Bear in mind the repayment plan was for more than a year, I think probably a year or 2 years. And then at the start of the year, he started missing payments again. He was clearly lying to us, I think, about his plan to pay, and strangely all of a sudden his mobile phone wouldn't answer anymore and he wasn't replying to emails or anything like that. And we're at this point now, 7 months on, which is, believe it or not, is as quick as we could possibly have done it. There was delays with the court, but we were submitting paperwork on time, at the point, every time when it needed doing. But the process really is just quite drawn out, and you need to realise that when you have a tenancy and it goes wrong, you're going to be looking at least 7 months. If, for example, daft things like if I was 10 minutes late this morning getting here to meet the bailiff, they would not wait, they would move on. And that would probably mean another month of the guy being resident in the property. As it is, I can tell from what I'm seeing in the front garden, I can count, I think, 1, 2, 3, I can count 4 settees dumped in the garden, the last of which the neighbours are telling me appeared in the middle of the night a week or 2 ago. So there's going to be quite a big clearing up job as well. I'm going to guess the debt, well, I won't name a number, but you can imagine there's rent. The court order was £1,000. The bailiffs have been a cost of a few £100s on each and every occasion, plus our time, which of course we're invoicing for. I'll be charging £120 today to change the lock, which will be a locksmith call-out fee. It just seems really sad, really, and the system seems broke, doesn't it, that it has to go on this long, and surely there must be a better way. I've probably lost count of the number of decent people who've phoned me in the last 4 months, who were being made homeless, who were going to be on the streets because they can't get their hands on properties. And people would have you believe that, the press would have you believe that it's landlords sitting around kind of greedily just sitting on their properties and keeping them open, empty. And of course, that's not what happens at all. People want their properties occupied. Most people want them kind of nice. And idiots like this have made those people homeless. Directly responsible, isn't he? So I'm hoping to film the bailiff as we go in. It's possibly he'll ask me not to film, in which case we'll be filming just afterwards. But a bit of a learning point for us all, I think. It'll be very interesting to see how the property looks this morning. A little bit nervous, just because we've not been here done this before. All seems very strange. Worried the key won't work in the door. We've not tried that yet. We've got a sledgehammer with us just in case we need to smash the door down. That's worst case. Or go in for the window. The problem is the bailiff needs to have access, and he won't be climbing into the window. I have no doubt on that. So we need somehow to get the door open this morning. I've got our maintenance guy Garbo coming over just so we can both be here just make sure nothing goes wrong, and that today, finally, after 7 months, we regain possession of this landlord's property and stop racking up a debt.